subprime crisis. What's happened in the last year? Okay, banks are losing money on mortgages, things like this. So everyone in the government, this includes the Fed, the Treasury Department, the head of the Senate committee, who's died, the head of the House committee. Fannie and Freddie should buy more mortgages, and so Fannie and Freddie were basically used as a dumping ground for garbage. Now these are institutions that are in questionable financial shape. Nobody really knows what their books are like, even after their billion-dollar audits. And you know, billions of dollars had to be restated if somebody disappeared in income from as a Now, at the same time, while this is all going on, there's a capital surplus requirement set by the regulator. Fannie and Freddie are getting less and less capital. It's disappearing. So as that happens, the regulator keeps lowering the capital resource requirement. It was 30%, they lowered it to 20, then they lowered it to 15. And Freddie keeps putting out press releases or talking to the press and saying, you know, we have this much more capital than the minimum set by our regulator. So everything is fine. And I've read dozens of articles that said that. Not one reporter said, yes, but the regulator lowered the rate so they could have it. Not one, not one. And you know, these people are writing articles, they don't even know this basic piece of information to tell the public. Well, they either don't or they're not telling us. And you should ask yourself why. Fannie's leverage, and we define leverage, people asked, someone asked this the last time, liabilities to shareholder equity is divided. And there's off-balance, on and off-balance sheet items, you have to add both of those together. The leverage comes out to 78 to 1. Now, Bear Stearns had 33 and imploded. Fannie is double, more than double that. I mean, this leverage is astronomical. Other important things, Fannie's mortgages, 21% are for over 80% of the original home value. Now, that's the original home value, not the current home value. If housing falls 20%, 30%, 50%, a huge percentage of Fannie and Freddie's mortgages will be over 80%. And there are different figures. About 20% of the loans are Alt-A or subprime. Now, not a lot are subprime. They're mostly Alt-A. But these loans are very risky, and almost all could fall apart. So, I mean, there's lots of risk here. The year-over-year foreclosures, it's 4.7 billion in Q1. That's twice of what it was last year. Next year could easily be twice as much again. And, you know, this number is going to go way, way up. By Q1, this is the first quarter this year, Freddie's liabilities exceeded its assets by 5.2 billion. So based on accounting principles, this is an insolvent company. Now, I've said this here many times. We first questioned Freddie last fall. It's in the notes in the December meetup. You can go look. It's our Freddie and Fannie next question mark. We had a list of the dirtiest dozen companies. Fannie and Freddie on that list of, you know, most at risk to go under. We mentioned in the very last meeting we said Fannie and Freddie are insolvent. I don't know what's keeping them together, and within days they fell apart. So anyone who was here last time heard that, or any of these other times. Now, of course, an expert governor says it, and then the world pays attention. Anyone could look at these figures. Anyone. In fact, I'm sure thousands of people looked at it and said, hey, these are insolvent. Nothing happened until some important person said this. So we're living in an era of the emperor's new clothes.